Hi, I'm Luke Kren, Senior Editor of Metal Forming Magazine with the Precision Metal Forming Association, and this is our 4 on the Floor segment at FabTech 2022 in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here with Tom Brockie, Director of Sales and Marketing for Co. Press Equipment Corporation, to learn a little bit more about the metal forming and fabricating industry and a little more about Co. Tom?
Very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. Now, if you could share your perspectives on the current market conditions here in Q4 and also moving into 2023.
Yeah, we were actually extremely pleasantly surprised in that with the coming out of COVID and with the chip shortage and the reduction in the automotive supplier that it may have affected our company, but in retrospect, it's allowed us to diversify a little bit more that we hadn't done in the past, because automotive has been about 60 to 70% of our business. And when you get that much flow from one thing, you tend to concentrate on that portion of the industry. But because of COVID, with the automotive slowing down a little bit, we've diversified better, which has probably helped our company more than it has in the past.
Okay, and that's a good dovetail into the next question here about market factors that affect the adoption of your company's technology.
Yeah, well, the market factors is obviously everybody looked at the chip shortage.
Yeah.
And the chips go into such a varied product range that like the touch screens on our servo feeds, every touch screen that we manufacture, we have been relying on a single source, which has not been an issue in the past. But a few months ago they said, I'm sorry, we can't deliver that product anymore. And we go, oh no. So we had to go from a 7-inch to a 4-inch, and the customers weren't real happy, but they kind of understood, and we gave them an option. In the future, when the touch screens, the bigger ones are available, we come out and change them out for them. And we've seen that not only in the chips, but in different things like regulators and gearboxes out of Germany that we used to get. Things that used to be a week delivery have turned into a month delivery. So it's affected our relationship to an extent with our customers, because we pride ourselves in trying to deliver within a 2-week window in everything we quote, and then we find out that the product that we had counted on is going to be 6 weeks late. Now we have to go to our customers, but luckily, most of the customers are experiencing the same things, so it hasn't been a major issue, but it has been a challenge.
Sure. Obviously interesting, challenging times, and I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel there. Given all of that, what do you think is important for metal formers to know about CO's history and capabilities?
Well, we've been in business pretty much about 40 years now, and we've got a very progressive owner, and we're one of the few companies that has got 2 divisions to our engineering department, a production engineering and then an R&D. And even when we're busy, we don't tap into our R&D people, because we always have to look at the future, because we're so busy now that if we only put out what orders we're getting in, we would never develop things for the future. So we're constantly looking at what's going on in the industry, the change in the metal, the higher yields of the metal, which dictate different straightening characteristics, how much jack force you need, roll deflection, all of those sort of things. So we're very fortunate that our owner is willing to invest that kind of money to talk to our customers, see what they're looking for, and trying to develop a product that helps them and makes things more beneficial.
And finally, if we could discuss the fruit of the R&D efforts, the latest and greatest, what you'd like to highlight in terms of your recent developments and technology.
The majority of our customers being automotive related, they're going more and more to the high yield material, because they have to reduce the weight of an automobile to get to the MPA that the government had related. And with the changes in the high yield of the material, it dictated that we completely change our straighteners to be able to process this higher yield material. And like I said before, we also have talked to our customers to what would you like us to do in the future. So part of that is that they have a lot of turnover. So we've gone to things like what we call a work role advisor, where we don't rely on the operator to try to figure out how to set the equipment. They punch in the thickness of the material, the yield of it, and the brains of the equipment automatically calculate exactly what it takes to flatten that material and to get it to run straight. And we're seeing more and more with the bigger companies, safety becoming a concern. So more and more of our equipment is related to safety guarding. What do you want it to happen when they open a gate? Those sort of things. You want to be able to hand jog material. So once again, it's working with our customer base, finding out what they want rather than us telling them what we're going to give them, because in reality, they're the experts. They do it every day. They tell us what works, what doesn't work. We get new engineers. We pride ourselves having a great engineering department, but unless you've been in that field and you've actually worked with a steel, you don't understand it as much as an operator. So we even like to take our engineers out in the field and see them see the equipment out there, talk to operators, what you thought worked, does it work, and then we make packages based on customers' needs and basically their checkbook. Because you got a small shop, a big shop, and you got major suppliers, and they all want slightly different things, but they all want something that's easy to use and works correctly.
Great. Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
Best of luck here at the show.
Yep, thank you. Okay. Have a good day.